We're coming straight live to your living room right now, man. Turn your TVs up. Ha! Play! Good to see you, Ryan. Welcome to the Major League Party, y'all. Make sure y'all get on over to Miss Gigi's YouTube, man. Get on Vox Wave for that clear live stream, man. You hear me?
You give me the world, ooh, with everything that I want. Since I've been your girl, oh, my whole life has been much better than ever before. You got a tender, sweet love, yes you do, that weakens me and takes over me whenever we touch. Baby, that's yours, why I love you so much. Baby, that's yours, why I can't get enough. Baby, that's yours, why I love you so much. I love only you. See, now you say that you're tired, and when your boys come around, no, you're not disrespecting me, and I'm trying to be Mr. Wanna Be hard. You let them know that I'm lost, yes you do, by holding me and kissing me, let them know that for sure. Baby, that's yours, why I love you so much. Baby, that's yours, why I can't get enough. Baby, that's yours, why I love you so much. I love only you.
Just something to warm the party up tonight, man. Just something to warm this party up at home, man. Well, put your cups up, huh? Ain't nothing like good music in no bitch, you hear me? One time to the whole JA sounds, man. Go ahead and play, huh? Good music, man. Good to see you, 49. Mayfield, what it do, Mayfield? Hey, Dirk, do me a favor, Dirk. Go ahead and play a little bit. Play it, huh? Go ahead and get your two-step on, man. This is the official Major League experience tonight, man. You hear me? One time to the one band, man, my Black Passion family. To the bridge, boo! To the bridge, babe!
You do what you're doing to me. You take me and you hold me. You wrap me in your arms, baby. And I love you more than baby. You're so funny in front of your friends. And you might have to be a real man. And I love you, and I love you, and I love you more than baby. You do what you're doing to me. You take me and you hold me. You wrap me in your arms, baby. And I love you more than baby. You're so funny in front of your friends.
Just something for the ladies, man. We ain't gotta go too hard just yet, Facebook. We're just gonna warm this thing up just a little bit, man. We're just gonna warm this thing up just a little bit, man. Warm it up, breeze. Renee, breeze. We're just gonna warm you up a little bit. Respect you at home when they breathe. We're real easy, y'all. Just something to get you to roll that J2, Sean. This just a little something to roll that J2 with Major League. But now, hold it, boy. We're gonna do it for VA. We'll hold it for VA. We're easy, y'all. It's just a good party out here tonight, man. One time to the Aries in the building tonight, man. Good to see my Aries tonight, man. We're Aries. Hold it while you got 'em, boy. Let's keep it grown and sexy, just yet, y'all. Keep it grown and sexy, y'all. way you do it when you move. I love the way you swag with your groove, huh? Got the little rose, yeah, what's up? Let me see you do it, let me touch your butt. Something so smooth for the little lady. Let me get up in you, hey, hey, damn. Let me get up in you. Let me show you how a young nigga gon' win you. I swear to God, baby, never gon' send you. And I'ma get you right, you know I'm gon' send you. Yeah, you got the little train. Fuck your man, baby, fuck what he think. I love my city, yeah, PA side. Delay court, yeah, one more time.
On a tragedy for once. Why can't you agree with me for once? Maybe we could be on chill tonight. Maybe I could give you chills. Even on a tragedy for once. Why can't you agree with me for once? Maybe we could be on chill tonight. Maybe I could give you chills tonight.
This is the official Major League experience, man.
Maybe I could give you chills tonight.
Good to see you, Ben. Happy birthday, Sheena, baby. Play my part, Derek. Go ahead and play it. With Facebook. Well, come on. Let's go ahead and start this party up, y'all. Well, come on. Get him, boy. Look like the Black Avery's ready to go. Hey, you know how we do. Well, get him, boy. Facebook, what it do? One time to the get boy down line. With 640, with Mayfield. Well, well, when the sun go down, it always leaves a breeze. What we gonna tell about there in Facebook? What we gonna do out there in Facebook? Quarantine cream. Hey, you know how we do. Well, come on.
Good afternoon, people. Abstrakt Excellence is in the building. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. I got my hat on. My daughter made me when she was 6 years old. She asked me to wear it today. So here you go, Pumpkin Seed.
Well, first off, ABX is in the building. But secondly, welcome back.
Thank you
go
very
ahead.
much.
Just hop right on in, huh?
Yeah, you know, when you a star, you always shine. Thank you though, man. I
come
miss
on
y'all.
with the
I miss every last
nonsense,
one of y'all. I miss Foots the most, believe it or not, because I had nobody to argue with, so it was.
He missed you too.
I know he did.
I did.
That's my
I miss
yin and my
brother.
yang, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Female playing to the male
what?
playing.
Nevertheless, good afternoon, people. We are live and in the building. Father's Day, and we have Miss Mel.
Hello, Miss Mel. How you doing?
I'm
Welcome to the show.
all right. Thank you for having
Welcome to the
me.
show.
Thank
So,
you.
Melanie is the CEO of the Wind Down, which I'm going to let you kind of explain.
All right. Well, the Wind Down LLC is a mobile massage therapy company based in the DMV. We serve clients in the DMV. We're actually mobile, so we don't have an set location, so we come to you. We provide solo massages, we provide couples massages, we have specialty massages for, you know, any client. We also provide massage party services. So if you have a party, like maybe like a girls' night or fellas' night, we'll do chair. We also do table parties with the thing that's different, and it plays on the name of the business, the Wine Down. We provide complimentary wine. If you don't drink wine, we do sparkling cider, and then also fruit, you know, if you don't want either. And then we also provide water to all of our clients. We provide a relaxing atmosphere in your home. Come in, set up, get the candles, you get the rose petals, you get the ambiance with the essential oils and the air diffuser and things like that, and then the music.
And I think, don't you have for people like myself that have medical cannabis IDs, you have a
yes.
cannabis option?
Yes, we do. We have actually, we have the CBD oil. It's called the Cloud 9 Massage. So it's CBD, consists of the CBD oil, also the CBD body scrub, and then the CBD body butter as well. We have, now you can get that, or you can get the indica hands. The indica hands,
Oh. Can't see the oil, that's what he was saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, no, it's okay. It was just, I just brought it just in case somebody needed like a hand massage or something. But the indica hands, that one is specially for especially the cannabis infused.
This one right here?
Yes. Well, this is just the Cloud 9 oil. That's the oil that I use. I also have the body butters and the scrubs.
Can I have a little bit? Can I try a little sample of this? Let's see what this thing is.
This is a live sample.
Squirt.
All right, we go.
So along with this process, because I was wanted you to kind of explain, but I also want to talk, but I don't want to interrupt. So I also have possibly, I think he's supposed to be coming in, but somebody had actually contacted me already about your services.
Oh, okay.
And he said he would pull up to talk to you because he wanted some information. But I would say if he is one of my buddies I grew up with. But
Okay.
one of the things I wanted to ask you in reference to it was, what drives you to do it? Because I've seen you, I've explained to everyone here. So, quick talk. So actually my first time meeting her in person, but we've been friends on social media for a while. So I watched when she started with the whole process before it became a business, and she was kind of learning the process. I watched her grind. So you always kind of wonder what makes a person tick, especially when you see them continue in the process, even through whatever the struggles of the process. Speaking of, there he is right there. There you go, that's Black. Come on in, Playboy. I was just talking about you. Happy Father's Day, brother.
So happy Father's Day, fam.
Yeah. But I was wondering what makes, what makes you tick? What makes you, what keeps you in it?
I like to make people feel good. When I was, when you're little and you want to know what you want to be when you grow up, I always wanted to do something in like healthcare or taking care of someone. Wanted to be a nurse at one point in time, or medical. I've always been in like the medical field. But I wanted to have something of my own. And it started off as actually the business started off as, it was two of us that started the business. And me and my ex-boyfriend. And it started as a couple's date. Took him to go get a massage. He never had a massage. I said, let's go get a couple's massage. So we started with that, and then he really liked it. And one day we were just like, let's start something. And so we were like, let's start massage. So that's what he went to school first. He actually started the business first. He named it and everything. I followed behind. But then I think he was just supposed to be there to help me, to guide me.
Okay.
because, you know, we're not together anymore, but we still, you know, are friends, and he still, you know, gives me pointers and things like that. So he was just there to guide me, and then I just went on with it. And he was like, here you go, you know, you got this. You deal with it. You take care of it. And it's been, I don't know, I went to school, and I just enjoyed it. And then the good thing with the perks of going to massage school, you get a massage like every class. So, you know, so
kind of motivational.
yeah,
Okay.
it's motivational. It's just, you know, and then you just like, I just like the way people are when I'm finished. They feel better, you know, and we deal with a lot of stress. My thing is, my biggest thing, I'm not really on the medical side of it. I like the therapeutic side.
Okay.
So my thing is, you know, people are always stressed, and after the massage, you know, you feel a lot better. And people don't realize how important massage is. It's healthcare. It's not just a luxury. Like,
well, I've learned that over the last maybe year or two, yeah. But because I've actually never gotten the what is it?
I don't know if you're asking me.
I don't call it a technical massage. I don't know. I've never
Like
gotten masseuse. I've gotten massages, obviously, but not
like a professional. Yeah. Okay.
Really odd, because my first daughter's mother went to school as well, and she used to give me a practice with me like deep tissue massages and, you know, all of that stuff. So it does relax you, and it does bring you to another state, especially if you're, you know, like we're working to a higher spiritual state.
That's why I said the last couple of years, my journey along the path of life, so to speak, has taken me into.
And that's what got me into it as well.
Yeah.
It'll put you into a trance. If you get a massage, like, and you're relaxing, and you're not, you know, if there's whatever sign you might like, music, you know, whatever, like you literally go into your deep thought, into a trance. So it does get you there. You should try it, man.
I'm looking into. I've been looking into.
I think you should have an ABX massage party and give us all massages.
Well, massage, yeah, everybody would like that.
What is wrong with you, man?
Because you are a leader.
I'm so glad you back.
That sounds like a good idea.
See? It's all we all down.
The budget is, listen, we're going back to this.
I'm affordable.
She's affordable.
Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. We're going to talk about that for
Whenever
the
y'all
ABX
ready.
family.
Whenever y'all ready, I'm here. And that's another thing. I'm not pushy. I'm not a pushy person that, you know, tries to, you know, when people are ready, when it's time, it happens.
I can stamp that.
It happens. Yes, so, like, you know, it's been a lot of people where, ooh, I need you, girl. I want to get a massage. I'm going to book you one day. And it might have been like a couple of years later they finally get it. When it was time, you know. So I'm not into that. I feel like, you know, whatever you believe in, that pushes you to do what you need to do.
Because life affords you certain things at certain times. It's not, you know, it's... You learn through the process that certain things are necessary in terms of self-care. And you have to build those things in when you don't know them from jump.
Right.
Because it's like a stripper tearing down and building up. So we're going to take a quick break to bring in the fellas, because they've just arrived. And we'll come in right back, people. 2 seconds.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah. You know how we do. Well, look, well, it's somebody what you heard about me. I put that nigga up, the niggas acting nervous from me. I'm in the rhythm, dressing up like walking Texas Ranger. I'm on my grind like fuck a bitch, I get some pussy later. Look, well, it's somebody what you heard about me. I put that nigga up, the niggas acting nervous from me. I'm in the rhythm, dressing up like walking Texas Ranger. Hey, well, hold that part right here. Let's work them, y'all. When I breathe, hey, yeah. It's just nothing but a socket with a two-step at home, man. It ain't nothing but a socket with a two-step at home. You hear me? What made you leave the whole club? High to the left. And at home, y'all. High to the left.
George out here. You got it, boy. What's up, Mike? Wow. One time to my Mayfield style. Mayfield. Brag him. Come on. What up? When I breathe, work. We don't want to go nowhere just yet, man. Don't take me nowhere. Well, 808, I need some shit with some bomb in it. Hey, Southside, I need some shit with some bomb in it. Well, 808, when they breathe, work. Hey, breathe. This the time we flex, breathe.
And we're back. See, here at ABX, you don't get any type of we get paper towels across the table. My brother putting his mic on, and he just got here. He just listen. That is too much. It is just too much. This is too much going on here.
Authentic.
I missed that.
Hold on. First off, let me just. Bree Love is here.
Hey.
Nutty is over there.
Yo.
So, my brothers are officially all back together. Oh, Stan is here too. He's just actually. So listen, y'all. I joked about it last week, but I told y'all every week Stan finds something new to do around here. He's a new position. Last week I forget what it was. He was production the week before that. He done got out the booth. He's a rapper. Now he is cleaning the grill.
He working on the album.
And I think he's about the grill master. I don't know. This guy is unbelievable. I don't know. Stan, we're gonna learn more stuff.
I don't trust
Yeah, well, getting the grill together, pull your cars up.
I don't trust everybody on the grill now. Everybody can't grill.
You telling them grill.
You got a hair salon on the side.
Say detailing and grilling. How you detailing car and flip a burger? Y'all terrible, man.
We also have my brother Black over there in the corner. We get the cameras over rolling at some point. I don't know.
Can't keep having all the dark skin dudes on the show. I'm the only dark skin dude on the show. Oh, me and Stan. What in the world?
Yeah. And of course, IRC Sis, CC, and Mama.
Hey, Mama.
So, before we went to break,
Y'all got started.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were talking to Miss Mel about her business.
Okay.
Actually, she was talking about the oils and etc. But what we were talking about?
Oh, I done missed that.
What we were talking about? Yeah,
Well, she was just explaining to me how she's going to start her new product line that everybody's asking her to make, but she likes to just give out great free information. And then I was asking, why don't you put these great scrubs and oils and scents on the market, being a young black business owner? And, we would love to
help us.
Yeah.
Sound like you want to
Now,
cut.
what I did do
I see you at the show.
I did do like a little thing where I was like, okay, let me do something that I seen that I didn't see anyone doing. I was selling some kits that actually did good. It was a foot bath kit. Okay. So I, put everything together. I made the cooling foot cream. It was peppermint cooling foot cream, a coconut milk bath that you put in it, and then of course the Epsom salts and everything with the flowers. So when you see people soak their feet and they got the flowers and all the stuff, and I made some kits, and then it came with a little mini bottle of Chardonnay. It's called Chardonnay foot bath kit. So I did test that out, and that actually sold out in like 2 days. I made like 12 of them, so that was good, and that's just something I'm thinking about. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot to make things and sell and.
But I can't speak for most men, but me, when it comes to picking gifts for women, I kind of get stuck. So I'm like, okay, well, I got that before, or she's had this, or. but they never get over and so I don't know about
I feel
y'all,
like we have a expert gift giver in the corner over there because
Oh, well, I know the call then.
he can't.
I got the end of the week, man. End of the week. I need you.
Don't wander.
And it's not.
So hold on. Hold on, before we go, when we go, because you gotta make sure you get the mic when you talking black. Before we're gonna talk that Father's Day talk. We're gonna just have a lot, but this guy over here that's about to grab the mic, man.
spend a few bars.
Yeah, he likes to live his life, man. So
I just like thinking outside the box, but still your main significant other or your wife, whoever. I could go miles with ideas of what I done. Like I said, JD know a few tricks I done took out of my sleeve in the past.
Partly why he's here.
Yeah. Which I have done for, my significant other at the time. So I just love to do those type things, It just I don't have just an inside box where I can like Pounds was saying, trying to figure out what to do because you already did that. Mm-hmm. I switch it up. I might do something, but the same thing that you probably did in the past, but add a little razzle dazzle to it.
Razzle dazzle. That's the word of the day. Razzle dazzle.
Do me a favor and clear your calendar for August 31st, okay? August 31st, clear your calendar. I need you.
How often do you have men like doing that for?
I have more women book for their significant others, but I do definitely get I think like maybe one of my first surprise massages was a gentleman that I think he was his fiance at the time. Okay. She was just, stressed. And she was battling lupus at the time. And he was like, I just want to do something nice for her. And so I was like, you sure? Because I always get, I come to people's homes and surprises always make me nervous because, you don't know, and I'm like, she's probably going to be like, who is this woman in my house? Like, because she didn't know anything about it and came out the room and it's like, But it went well and we actually became a little close. I actually, one day I gave her a free massage because she had came out the hospital. She was sick, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna come take care of you." And he was like, "How'd she get the hookup?" And I'm the one that introduced. But yeah, I do get a lot of women that book for their significant other.
So do you tend to make friendships, relationships out of most of the customers that you deal with? Because I know it's a big part of return business is being able to make that connection with them.
Now, I will say I don't want to give myself too much credit. So I have a manager. And she's also my best friend, but my best friend for a couple of decades. She is awesome. So she's the first person, her name is Nakia. She's the first person that you will come encounter with if you were to contact us. She is amazing. Sometimes people get upset because they thinking Nakia is going to come and give them a massage because she's so personable. She's great, nothing but great things. So she starts that relationship off for me. So they're already feeling great. So when I get there, I think I'm pretty much a laid-back person. I can get along with anybody. So I do tend to keep relationships, and I network a lot because a lot of my clients already have their own businesses and, network, and they may have an event and want me to come out. So it is like a big networking thing. So I do, gain relationships through my clients, definitely.
So on the business side, as you said, that like a lot of people look at your business, but there's a business side. And I always like to ask anyone that comes in here, like, that side of it, what keeps you going? Because that is not, that may be the thing that most people don't understand about trying to build your own in anything. Like, the toughest part is, when nobody else is around and nothing is going right, or you feel like nothing is going right, or you feel like you're not working hard enough, or whatever the case may be. Personally, what keeps you going?
I think, because I've had several discouraging moments where it's like, I don't want to do this. like I've gone through different staff members, because right now it's like I'm a one-man army at this point. I do have massage therapy friends, like when I have someone at an event, or if I have like a couples massage, I do reach out to those that I went to school with and things like that. But it's been, I've had teams of people, and then it didn't work out. So a lot of times those were the times that I got discouraged. I think because I have a vision, and I'm big on manifesting. So I have this vision, like I was telling you before, wanting to open up a Black-owned spa world. So that's my because if I give up, I'm never gonna get to that goal. Like I want to get to that goal. I'm that type of person. Like if I want it, I'm gonna get it. So that's what pushes me.
For those of you that aren't familiar with what Spa World is, I wish you just explained.
Is anybody familiar with Spa World? You not familiar with Spa World? Oh, you are? Okay. So yeah, like Spa. I mean, you can. You want to? I mean, you can explain it. Spa World.
I mean,
I never even got a massage before.
It was mainly the females had experience. I just kind of took the tab.
Okay.
But it was a good, good experience, and it was actually
Centerville or something like that, Virginia.
That was because I worked out in the area, so that was just one. But another location was at Four Seasons Hotel.
Oh, okay.
Like that, yeah.
So, and again, I haven't been at an experience, but I just know I just wowed them. Like, wow.
So Spa World is like this huge, well, the only location I'm familiar with is in Centerville. It's a huge building. It's ran by Asians. They have everything. They do like the massages. I think they do facials, self-care services. They also have like different rooms. Like they have like a salt room and a cold room and a sauna room. Then they have like a booth where you get smoothies. Then they also have this other area where it's like a pool, but that's like you have to be nude. I'm not sure about the men. I think the men do too, but it's like but see, it's sectioned off, so we wouldn't be able to. Cool. Yeah, so you would just be
ain't walking around
women. Yeah, so you have you have your lockers, and then you have to be completely naked when you go into the pool area. I think it's a European thing. I think it's a European thing. But I don't want all of that. But my goal is to have something like something like that.
Dope.
Yeah, something like that. Even like you've heard of Salon Brands. Have you ever heard of Salon Brands? That he has like different. He's like a salon owner. And there's like buildings, and they have like suites, and he has different buildings. And
I think I've heard of that.
There's one like on St. Barnabas and Silver Hill over in that area.
Across
from that church. So he has. I'm kind of want to start something like that, and then make it bigger. So that's my goal.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, that would be dope.
What?
You say you come to the house?
Yes. I come to your house. I come to the hotel. I come to, like, if you wanted to have an event in, like, a building, I come there. Yeah, I come to you, yeah.
So, like, we have to somehow try to start to figure out how to help one another get to these levels, whether instead of, I'm going to show you, it's kind of like we all need one another, despite the fact that we have our differences in different places and situations. Like, we have to, this shit is too crazy to keep doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the, what?
Is that a tickle me Elmo? What is that?
She was just validating what you were saying.
But nah, it's too crazy, man. So what steps? How do you need to? What is it that you need to do to get there?
What I think. Well, my first thing is because I'm pretty much out there. I mean, everybody doesn't know about me, but I have a nice following. I have a nice group of loyal people that have always supported, whether they purchased anything or just referred. So I think my name is kind of out there, but now my goal right now is working on building my credit back up for like a loan or something, so that I can get a building. I think I want to start out small, get one area, and see how I can go about that. Maybe have like suites or something like that.
And that's a perfect segue into today in general. She said
What?
she said
Don't
credit.
keep
No,
us
listen,
over
no,
here.
because she said credit, and y'all know one of the things that Abstrakt Excellence is established on the mentoring side is the whole credit building thing for kids, because it's really not something that we are even talked to about at all.
Right.
Maybe through school period. We got to get up every day and go to school, and we never. And then you get out of school and you learn that that's probably the most important thing. So I don't get that connection, which is a whole other topic, but I do get it because why they keep this from us. But
They're starting to talk a little bit in school. Well, Charles County, as my son is Charles County schools, but
so that yeah.
So they're starting
I think that hand is being forced, but I mean it's
business and accounting. He's in those classes and stuff.
I remember having like one day of being taught how to fill out a check in Shaw in junior high school. But as far as credit, banking, like I've never else have been taught anything other than how to fill out a check.
Yep.
And the person that actually taught us was Mr. Jordan. I mean, back then he drove me crazy, but I don't know if y'all who went to Shaw know. He was an older science teacher, old skinny. He actually cared about us, and he was talking about us, having credit and stuff like that way back then. But being young, and when we were taught to kind of not pay attention to him because we were, But Mr. Jordan, science teacher.
I don't remember Mr. Jordan.
Oh.
Nah. No, I don't remember. No.
The Yellow House. I know why you don't.
I was in the White House.
I about to say, yeah.
They ain't let me in the Yellow House. I made it to the blue. I made it to the blue. Nah, but I learned it from Miss Hailstork in Dunbar. She actually was telling us this stuff. And I was the only male in the class.
I do remember her. It's like,
Yeah,
y'all
Miss
know
Hailstork.
who did talk. And funny enough, and I don't know if y'all
So
ever
she
heard
was hitting on it back
Miss
there.
Friday, and she was a home ec teacher. She
Yeah,
a home ec. Miss
yeah.
Friday
I
used
learned a
to
lot
talk
of-
That's what
about.
got me in the country. It was Friday.
Because she had the store.
Right,
You know,
exactly,
so-
yeah.
I'm sorry, because we all. So
Yeah,
we all.
If you notice, we all know.
I ain't go to school.
I
Except for that guy right there.
I ain't go to school with them.
He went to a
Cardoza.
Yeah, he went to Vail Multicultural.
Yeah, he back.
So listen,
I
fellas.
missed out, man.
We miss you too.
As Father's Day, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers too, man.
Happy Father's Day to myself. Appreciate
To the
it.
real fathers though, that's taking care of their kids and doing what they gotta do though.
My baby's out there right now. They just being disrespectful.
No, she's not. She's being cool. We got it. Go
I
ahead.
called her in a little bit. It's all right.
Don't mess with my lady.
On Father's Day, fellas, like in this conversation talking about credit or being financially responsible, let's say that. What do we teach? What standard do we set? Do we spend and buy, or are we trying to
Save.
Wait,
Hold on,
are we talking about us?
I'm
Personally,
saying,
or just the
remember
generational thing?
what we believe as a unit. That
Right.
we now have to set the standard and set the pace. So
We believe differently than what is going on right now. You know that.
yeah, I agree, but I'm saying thinking as if we are saying we are leading for a pack of yes. So thinking in that magnitude to answer the question and say, because I'm asking you this, I know you saying save, but we live in a time where everything is buy. You know, we're advertised to.
You have to create different streams of income, man. That's number one. You
that's
just can't have
okay.
one
And
soul. You can't. You
and
have
not
to
o-
have different streams of
Not only that, you gotta like pay attention to what you're doing and read things too.
Yes.
Because I got the bank app on my phone, and when I check my credit and stuff, it show you how to boost your credit. It give you steps on what to do to boost your credit. On there.
Yeah, little things.
Yeah.
Speak on that. Like, I was having this conversation with one of my good man, about the credit part. Like, it's like a catch-22 with it. Like, you can have, it's like credit. You need to be in debt to have great credit.
Right.
And then I'm like, why? I don't want to be in debt. You see what I'm saying?
Well-
but if you, listen, like,
Okay.
like, cause he was telling me he didn't pay such and such off, and and it just made early, and it just dropped this credit score. Now, granted, you need credit to get your low interest rate or whatever you want to buy, but I'm still iffy with that. Just being, you know, when you in ownership with a lot of stuff, it's like, how can I pay this off, but it drops my credit score.
I'm gonna tell you what he meant. Say like you got 100% credit, right?
Hold on.
So,
hold on. Good afternoon. ABX is live. You on the phone? Who am I speaking with?
What's good?
Brody! Is that Stan?
This guy.
Are you in the next room? You on the grill? That man a call from the grill.
Are you watching the show outside?
Nah, I'm on the road. I'm going to be back.
Oh, okay. You
He
left.
got his
Yeah,
head.
he left.
Yeah, I've been with y'all on the YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got any tips on credit?
You know you do.
My thing is, how come they don't teach you about collateral?
Collateral.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going. Hey, you got to listen. Get off the phone, man.
You know what it is. If you don't get to it quick enough,
Right,
you on it.
get off the phone. Get off. You about to steal my thunder. Get off the phone.
And don't bring no blizzards.
Well, bro led me in perfectly because I was going to get to that point, which
You
was.
got to stop scaring me like that.
but
You about to have a heart
I'm about to have a heart attack.
what he was saying, like, say like you got 100% credit, right? So you don't want to pay everything off. You want to leave like 20% open and pay on that 20%, but you got 80% credit available. So when you pay on that 20% and you making your payments on time and you stay in the green, it's gonna constantly boost your score up.
And that's something I had to learn.
Yeah, because I just found that out too. Yeah, I just found that out too. I was just like you. I was just like you.
But this is.
I just found that out.
Exactly.
Hold
Last
on.
couple of years,
So
that was cash.
this is what Stan was just referring to, though. This is because it's all a game. See,
Yeah.
so this is what you. Big picture. Right. So the game is played exactly the way he phrased it. Phrased it in the beginning, which is you got to be in debt to kind of have credit. But that game is only played because you don't really understand what the real power is. The power isn't in the dollar.
Right.
That's a bingo, which is what Stan was just trying to bring up. He was trying to steal my thunder with the collateral. Like, what they should be teaching us is where the real value is, which is in gold, silver, copper. Because when you have that, when you can, and it's not that hard to start purchasing ounces of gold or ounces of silver. Because once you can, you get enough, you get 16 ounces, you get it's the same thing. You just buy instead of putting your money into something that's not going to actually be of value anyway, cars, whatever the case may be. So the game is played so that you stay in it rather than understanding that you can't really win it in any way. When you step outside of that, it's a little tricky and it's a little dark because nobody actually understands it and you kind of looked at it a little strange at first, but that's part of the thing. That's why it's not taught. It's the things that they don't teach us that we need to find.
Baby boy saying your man came in there and said guns and butter.
Exactly.
You feel me?
That's real though.
That's a real, John C. made you. So he put some stuff in there, some learning curve.
And for the white people that didn't see this movie, go ahead.
Part of it is also going back to what we were kind of taught about, like we were always taught, you don't want your name in this, or you don't want, to be in the system. Like, we all from the same neighborhood. So at some point in time, we all heard that from older dudes. I've heard dudes say, man, don't get no ID because they don't have a driver's license because they don't want to be in the system of the government. Yeah. So you're taught that, and then you realize by the time you get 30, oh man, we can't even.
We got older, so we.
But I'm listening to y'all.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
got good credit. Okay. You might have he might have a house. You can't give your children good credit.
No.
Okay?
But you teach that.
So, but you're taught that. And I'm giving it your thunder because you cannot.
She about to go off.
Do
Shut up,
not
her mic,
allow
bro.
your kids now to build something of their own, you can have all the good credit you want. Because when you good credit, you got to buy it, so you're going to pay the white person
You go
again.
give her a massage.
So what you got to do, you got to do
Go
is
ahead,
teach
Mom.
your kids to own their own.
Yeah,
Get
please, that's
stock.
paper towel.
Buy buildings. Let somebody pay you.
You know, we already what we doing.
But we're so busy and there's nothing wrong with being black. I want you to have good credit. But you can't give good credit to your daughter. You can give her the money that you save, but she'll go spend it, because if you have not taught her how to spend that money, stop. It's like you done did a whole lifetime of saving money for her to spend. If you have not taught her how to.
Somebody lit that firecracker over there.
So on that note, like what she's saying, because we can unwind that in a lot of different ways now, because it's deeper than just what you can touch or feel or buy. Because even when you start to say, okay, when you get good credit, you got good credit. How did you get the good credit? You had to buy some stuff. You got to buy some more stuff to keep that credit going. So here we go. Like the mindset is so trained to stay in this wheel of thought that you don't even realize that, listen, I'm probably going to have to struggle to get out of this shit. This is the part nobody wants to hear.
Or you could play the game too.
You could, but I mean, the thing that I would not, at this point, especially seeing how everything is transpired, is even try to play it.
Hold up.
It has to. We have to figure out something else to stop. But I get what you're saying, because you can, because it's a way to play the game.
It is.
Stay above it.
Like look. If you know some, like it has to be like a person that that's like real close to you, because like if they got good credit, right, they can make you an authorized user. They can make you an authorized user on their credit card, and that's gonna boost your credit score up 20% almost. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta trust them.
Yeah, it gotta be somebody you trust.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Burn your card up.
I'm gonna burn your card up.
We're already set to be in debt. Like, you got 4 kids, and send your 4 kids to college. They're all going to come out of college with a bill. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why do you think they send them credit cards?
What happens is you send your kids to 4 years of college to get these great degrees. Because you got great kids. I know your kids. All our kids are going to be special. I know this from being around. But then what happens is we're in our 70s and 80s, and our kids are like, I don't need my mother to work as hard, my father to work as hard, so I need to get a job and help. But they never get a chance to go into that field, and then before you know it, it's a whole nother field.
Again.
So we need to send them to school with money waiting for them when they come out.
No.
That makes sense.
Again. Oh, go ahead.
Have y'all anyone heard of Go Henry?
No.
It's an app.
I've heard of
Go Henry.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Get your kids that like it's with me. And I'm just gonna touch on the Lord, man. I don't want to take as much time, but with my daughter, my oldest daughter, it's like you could set it up where like it's a real credit card. It's a credit card, but it's attached to your account. Imagine you can control it from your phone. So I got a list of what like her chores, what to do to earn her $10 or her $5, or she could put it in a savings account and just keep 20. Like if I give her 20. She would put $10 in a saving, and like I give her $10 every other week, just for allowance wise, just to teach her just the money managing, about how to go about, when you get in this real world, how to do it. Just don't blow your money just on this and that. It teaches you, like I said, my daughter about to be 9, and it teaches that, that responsibility at that age, And that was the perfect app when a friend of mine, she sent me that. I'm like, wow, let me try this out. And you could just make bulletins of what to do. And then as she do it, you could or just check it off. All right, you did that. All right, it's $2. You wash the dishes. You can just put whatever you want into it. And then she can just earn her money, like basically like you working.
I didn't know they had an app for that. I was doing that manually with my son.
So ask
that boy right there. They got an app for everything.
Check this out. Before we go, because I'm gonna take a second.
I want to piggyback on what he said about the school situation and the bill. See, like I said, you gotta play the game with them. So, like, the guidance counselor is supposed to help you when you go off to school. But let me tell you, it's programs out here where as though you don't have to pay the money back when you go to school. And also, when you go to school out of state, you got to get a non-driver's ID that first year. So when you come back the next year, you're a resident of that state too. So then you apply for money for that state. That's free money too.
Okay.
And you get in-state.
Yeah, you get in-state and out-of-state tuition.
Losing his mind
You get in-state and out-of-state tuition.
I'm sorry. I'm hearing
But I'm gonna let you go. Go
about
ahead.
this credit and moving on. Well, nobody said to me right now, and I'm listening to you, Black, and I've heard you, and I've heard you, Nutty, is that, okay, get good credit. Get these 4-year scholarship. When they my age 70, what they got?
But that's what all this
Have you
leads to.
taught them
Okay,
to,
no, time out.
to invest in their lives? Like I said, the stocks, the thing. It's okay to have credit because you have to play the world's game.
Yes.
But you got to tell your child, like you saying, you want your own business. You teach your son now. You don't want to work as hard as I work. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Invest in something. Let him invest into you. You know what? Let him invest into your business. You give me $10 towards this business because this business is going to be yours the next year or 20 years. You got to teach your kids to invest in their lives. Not the credit is fine because you got to play that game. But in process of playing that man's game, take your other half and invest in something that's going to make you grow money in the years ahead. That you'll be right next to him, even though he don't counteract the being equal, but you'll be equal because you have the same thing he got.
Okay.
Not the cars, not the house.
Man, that's going viral right now. We say Connie.
There's a post I would have to look for it, but it tells you like to like if you have your own business, hire your children and put an LLC in their name,
And-
write something, and you can write it off in tax and something.
And this is-
I have it saved somewhere, but I don't know it offhand.
And this is the rollout. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I get what you're saying, right? But what if we realize that that's the lower level? What if we realize that really this whole credit thing really, because they not playing the game that way. And when I say they, I mean when I watch Walmart take $82 million out of their thing and put it into their trust when they saw the market falling, it had nothing to do. It had you got to understand where the game is played. So what I started studying was trust laws, trust and estate laws. See, so the things that we buy absolutely have no value until you attach value to it. How do you attach value to something?
Put it in trust.
You put it in a trust, but how do you create a trust? What they tell us is they make you think it's this big thing that you have to do to create a trust. But a trust is created by having a beneficiary, heirs, 2 people, same room, promissory, and a trustee. You get your promissory in the room with your 2 people that can actually sign the paperwork. The person is the beneficiary, which is the third person, has the heirs for which the trust is set up. And you just have to have something that's of monetary property that starts this trust. For us, it's going to be, well, actually, we already have it because we have what is called audio, whatever it is. We have more than 20 episodes already logged into YouTube right now on our own channel, so that can be logged into. It never goes away. It's ours. I stripped it from here to put it's ours. So if it ever makes anything, it goes into this trust, and now you have a trust created. Now, what you do from that is create separate trust and LLC trust under their system for each of them. But it started with him, her, and the oldest one out there, right? Have no money at all. But you're creating these things with the idea that what we're doing is going to build and make itself something. I'm not worried about getting no loans or no grants at that point, because when you create and trust, I just told you, he took $82 million out of there, what everybody knows, public, and put it into their trust. And now you can put $82 million. You don't know how much is in that trust because the trust is private. This is how they operate. This is why they know that in PG County, it's the richest county for black people, because we put all our, we know, we sign all the paperwork, we authorize everything, they know everything we doing because we want it out there. But how you change the game is you learn their system, not the system they got us playing, my bad, bro. Not the system that they got us playing.
I moved back far.
I agree because, let me see, I got to say this so I don't get fired. A lot of money was allocated for jobs and people who were doing this. And now they're saying, well, we're going back to work and we have to do this. But in talking with other people who work here, there's a lot of money literally just floating around, and that's what the companies do. They're going to take that leftover money because it was given to them, and it's not a loan, so you have to give it back. And they take that money and say, well, we were given $50 million, we paid $20 million to this, whatever the people. We'll take the rest and put it in our trust, and we'll divide it up between us. And that's what they build off of, and then they're saying, oh, well, you know what? Because if you notice, they're talking about bringing another stimulus package down. Because all the companies say, oh, well, we're out of money. They're out of what they chose to out of. So that's what happens is that, so I agree with like Walmart.
And when you start to understand what property is, like you said, like I just said, with this is intellectual property with the book. So the minute that the book is actually fully published, which I got to show y'all because I just got the actual edit because things opening back up. But once it's fully published, we have.
Wait.
Sorry.
So through all these different things, like if here we go with the struggle. If from the visual perspective, which is this is where it gets tough. You done fell off. Because from the visual perspective, part of the reason why we get in these situations is because we're trying to keep up with things that really
many conversations we done had.
So the idea for me now becomes, listen, if I got to strip myself down to the bare bottom, you call me your old dad, and then listen, so that I can make sure that they never have to worry about paying a loan or nothing. Because listen, I'm about to flip this whole situation, and when people realize what didn't happen, it's gonna be 30 years later, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, this dude was serious. But right now, it ain't the time for that because it's the grind time. It's you reap and you sow, you put. So I understand what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? But it's not playing their game. It's actually build. It's what they do. They put 30 and 50-year plans in place. Y'all don't think that the food process and how the food's been processed all these years and how nobody can figure out where cancer comes from, but they can cure everything else. But technically, they have a cure for that, but it don't make them no sense to cure you of something that they keep running back.
Make more money
come on, man. Like this, if we just strip ourselves away from the bed, listen, I'm sorry. It ain't my fault. But
you wonder where you get your past from.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but once again, like I said, I'm not arguing with you, but you know I'm about education because I myself learned as far as stocks, and I've been working with my brothers and stuff like that, and talking back and forth with them.
Definitely talking about that.
And it's going well.
You know what? I have to tell you something on that. I actually told my barber some of the things that you told me. And he's been making money off of that. Some of the things that we discuss amongst us, I talk to him.
And
you know what I mean? He's understanding farmland and all that other type of stuff.
Us, as far as the community, is that we get something, and the first thing we say is,
you scared.
You know what?
Come on,
I don't want to tell Bree. I don't want to tell Pussy because I
spread the
need
knowledge, man. You got to.
I'm gonna tell her the first thing I did when I got outside, I started calling them and sending all.
I getting on my nerves.
Almost no idea what I was even doing.
What do you want?
But I was making a little bit of something.
But he was right though. I tell y'all because I made a little money off. I ain't selling that stuff, but I'm not gonna sell it.
I have a question to ask you. And this is a little bit off topic. We talked about it the other day about what Trump has done for black people. Remember our conversation we had?
He's done a lot.
So I was talking to Fuss and I was like, there's a silver lining in everything, no matter what it is. Now we've had plenty of presidents before Trump, black, white, right?
We only had one black.
And one black, and we've had plenty of police killings. And we always had a bit of a protest, and it kind of died down. President would give his, I'm sorry, we're going to do better. But nothing ever changed. Under Trump, now listen to me before I said under Trump.
Oh, no, it has.
We as black people have actually become more aware. I mean, just as a group of people and what we're doing. And without him, would we have gone as far as we're going now, as far as pushing for what we want? Like, you know what I hear a lot of different? I no longer hear civil rights. They understand what that means. I hear equal rights now. They're no longer just standing there and saying, I seen this sister the other day talking. There was probably about 1,000 other black people there. She was talking, and everybody was listening and letting her lead. She was being a leader. So I've seen that more often, that we're letting other black people, lead, like the conspiracy theorists that we say, like Stan would be conspiracy theorists. Stan brought something up, and I remember people started by berating him when he first said, don't do that Tuesday blackout. He said, don't do it. Who started that? What's the purpose of it?
I did.
And I see people start saying, why are you doing this? Why are you just trying? And then I seen a couple of hours later, people saying, don't black out because this is the only media we have that's telling. Why are we blacking out? Why don't they want us to communicate? And you know what everybody starts saying? I get it. Let's do something else. We work together as more of a as one culture to come up with another way to fight back. You know, so I'm not saying that Trump is good for us. I'm not. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying he's good or I'm supporting him.
You get exactly what you're saying.
He's done so much wrong that it has made us have to finally stand up and be accountable. Yeah. So with that, it's just like I was telling Foots about looting. People were saying, you know, don't loot. And I was like, I don't really care if you loot, because in society we have made a unwritten pact that we won't be, because there's no rule that says I can't destroy your store. There's never been a rule that we can't loot. We could have been looting. We could have been rioting. You know what I'm saying?
That's the civil part of all this.
But in society, we have come up with that rule of we won't do this and we'll live by the rules that the higher up has made. But if they're not keeping their end of the bargain and keeping us safe and the police and schools and funding, why are we expected to keep our end of the bargain and not destroy their stuff? Like, I get the whole fact of, you know, the grandmother who needs medicine. I'm not sitting there saying go destroy that store so your grandmother. I'm not even saying that looting is right. I'm just saying that now you have to look at it from a different perspective of, well, why should we be this way when this is what we really are? We're kings, we're queens, but we bowed down to y'all, you know, standards, and we live by y'all standards for so long. And now you got somebody who's in the White House who's literally saying that you guys are.
That's what we are, but
you know, beneath me. What are you going to do?
But as a spiritual aspect of this, in the Bible it says, this time has come was an attention for the dark race.
Yeah, he's the devil, right? And that's what you do, stand against the devil, right?
He was what to get our attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was, this is no accident. None of this is no accident. It's to make us wake up.
But this,
I was saying that over. I kept saying even before all of this, well, you know, we've been having the killings and stuff, but even before it got like, okay, we really doing something, I kept saying, the black people about to take back over. We about to take back over. I kept saying that. Like, Trump is an idiot, but he's helping us take back over in a way. Now, I will always say that. Because
he talked about his own race. He said, the Republicans were stupid. Watch me come in and do it.
Hold on. This isn't
us.
This isn't.
She might be too back she get fired.
I got you.
This is a us thing, right? So I keep pushing the button and pushing the button and pushing the button and pushing the button to the point where I get a lot of flack for a lot of different stuff. But the button pushing, I irritate him sometimes. The button pushing is to continue exactly what you just said. It's the process of thought. Even if you argue with me, even if you disagree with me, even if I don't give a rat's at this point, but it took some time for me to get to this point where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna be out on this ledge by myself, and I know it's gonna get a little cold and dark. We just had this conversation, but right now is the time because people are actually awakening. And if you don't, Coach, where you at? If you don't sound the alarm, y'all don't get it, Coach. That's Coach.
That wasn't no.
So, yeah, if you don't,
that's the funny part of the show. That's for me and Bree.
Y'all wouldn't get it anyway. If you don't literally sound the alarm now to get people's attention who are already kind of awakening, then we gotta think. We gotta use that brain to think, but not think in the way that this is the worst thing that could happen. Because it funnels through. I just told my mother last night, stop watching the news. Listen, we have to strip ourselves of, unlearn it, because we are gods, we are goddesses. When the Bible speaks of God is with us, it's not speaking in that stand, I guarantee you. It's not a figurative sense.
Hello, ABX.
Good afternoon, Shadow. Just for you, I just want to shout a happy Father's Day.
That's it.
Thank you, sis.
That's it.
Who's that? Oh, no,
that's wifey.
Who that?
Oh, what's up, Bree?
Oh, what's up, Bree?
Thank you, man. You sound like somebody. Thank you, appreciate you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We got too many wives and baby mothers. Everybody froze. Everybody wants to say thank you.
Is that mine? No, that's your one. That's your one right there.
That's your sister, my daughter.
Yes. I'm a free man, so I don't worry about me. I'm grown.
Well, you come on and have a safe trip on up the road. We got vegan burgers and asparagus on the grill.
Brody.
Listen, I'm ready.
How you mix vegan burgers with asparagus?
Only him.
They good.
Don't sound too right.
I need one, Sam.
Yeah, but he outside cleaning the grill now.
Listen, this gonna be a great night. Them damn fans at ATX watch the beat Don't Stop Live on TV1.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Heard about that.
And yes, make sure y'all check out the Beat Don't Stop tonight at 8 o'clock and then replaying at 10 o'clock. Mr. Bo Sampson was in studio this past week the interview with them goddamn fans from the stands. Y'all make sure y'all check out the interview on YouTube right now on Miss Gigi's YouTube.
Well, you can catch it on my page.
And it's you got it on your page now?
Yeah, the raw unedited footage.
Okay, well,
Go to
yeah.
prepay for the raw and unedited.
You gonna get it
That
all.
sounded like pounds, and I have to get off of here.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, and we will talk to you later.
All right, thank
I
you.
love you too, Capri. I don't know why I'm talking to the speaker. Don't ask me why I leaked that. Like he was right here. I don't
I'm
know.
getting off the phone now because Jesus wept. And I'm respectful on the Lord's day.
Don't I bring out the best in people?
Hey, yeah, okay.
No commento. I have nothing to say.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Be safe.
You're welcome.
I'm driving and talking. All right now.
But yeah, man, like in general, man, I think we got to strip ourselves of everything that we're being fed, everything that we're being taught, and actually
That's happening.
take. It is. That's my point.
No, but
though.
that's not. No, it's the beginning.
It's
let's
here
let's
we
make
go.
that clear. 'Cause
And this is
not
where
overnight
y'all
thing.
disconnect.
To strip
on
this, strip people.
Where y'all normally the same thing.
The
y'all
way they've been
disconnect.
thinking for
like
years,
you're
it's not
in
gonna
the mindset of you'll take a win, right? And I'm just telling you from the view of watching both how y'all like you'll take a win and be okay with it. He'll take a win and be like, nah, it ain't real.
That's because Bill is stubborn.
No, I'm not stubborn. No,
I don't. But I think y'all both have some so. I see where you're going. Like, don't brag on somebody that just won. I get that. But at the same time, I also see that he's saying, because the conversation we had about some stuff like that win is temporary if it's not built on a real structure.
Well, this time I'm for all because you know what I feel like the other day, man. I was looking at my daughter. My daughter's one, and I said, all you know is people wearing masks and all of this hatred. Like I said, it made me sad.
That's how I felt with Jay. Yeah.
That like we went to the playground the other day, and it was like 3 kids in the playground, but one was on the swing and she was on the slide, and the other kid was in the corner. I'm like,
Can't even play with each other.
let's go back in the house because like I don't like this isn't even fun for me. So because every time one of the kids would go play with each other, another person, oh no, come on, and it wasn't that they were being mean. I get it because of the pandemic and everything going on, and it's just like Jesus Christ, you can't even be a 1-year-old. And you don't even know what life, you're just starting, and then right now, life is just so topsy-turvy and upside down. You don't know what's happening from 1 minute to the next. That's crazy, because I remember being a kid and have my whole week planned out. I'm going to go play football, I'm going to go stand outside, I'm going to go play some more football, I'm going to run around the corner, I'm going to go play, you kind of knew. But now being a kid, you might be like, well, I don't know if I can go outside today. I don't know if I, can go, like Lyric is going crazy. She wants to go do something, but and
this is what really frustrates me.
JJ wanted to have Burns' son over for a sleepover.
And this is what frustrates me. Hold on, listen to this. So we'll say all of this, right? But we'll still be saying stuff like, well, I can't wait for this to open back up. Like, why is our mind so focused on getting back to bullshit? Excuse my language.
I can't wait till the club open back up.
Like, listen to what I'm saying to you. Y'all just watched them shut the country down for your kids. You don't know what's about to happen next, and you still want to play in this shit. Like, you don't want to create something different. Fuck all this club. I'm sorry.
You know I ain't gonna hit your top table.
Forget all the club stuff or the buying this or the getting that or we about to do this. I can't wait to link up with you in this. And I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to send these kids back. Listen, they just shut everything down and you couldn't do nothing about it. And that don't make you feel no type of way. It don't make you feel like you want to do something about it.
You gonna do what again?
Nah, they not. Shut you down.
Watch me. Watch me.
Like, come on, man.
Watch
like,
me.
we can't keep
You
doing.
ain't hear what I'm saying. Watch me, Ma.
I don't even want to talk about
Watch
it.
me, Ma. I'm trying to tell you, gonna see my face on the TV screen.
And that's my problem.
Keep doing the same
I
thing.
don't want my
I
want her to experience fun, like a child's fun. But the way they've done everything, a 1 year, like I've never ever thought that a 1-year-old can't, like, matter of fact, it's the lady that lives next to me. God bless her soul. I know she's just trying to be nice. You always look out. But like I let them go on the porch to play in the grass. Like I let them pick trees and leaves out. Oh no, they spray for pesticides. Don't let them play in the grass. Okay, I'll wipe off it now. Oh no. Like Lyric feeds ants. There's some ants by my house. She feeds them. Oh no, you don't want to feed them ants because they're gonna. Lady, she 10 years old. I don't care if she feeds ants. I don't want to bring them in the house, but you know what I'm saying. I don't that she's outside doing with a child. Like I remember playing in the dirt. Like my daughter's throwing rocks. I mean, like we don't. Like, kids don't have that because they're taking that away from them.
But you know what's so funny? No, but I see it differently. No, I'm being honest.
But they've been taken away before all of this, too.
Think of the egg beef we had. We had an egg beef for about 3 weeks.
I got tired of y'all doing that.
I was talking to one of my
Lord,
friends.
Jesus
I only have one child. He's getting ready to be 17. And I was talking to one of my girlfriends. She has 4, getting ready to have another one. And I was like, I don't remember, because we were talking about something with tablets. And I was like, well, my son was able to be a kid. Like, I didn't just you give him a phone, look at YouTube. My son went outside. Like, we learned different stuff. He had fun. Like,
But we have to be honest.
And they don't have that no more.
At all.
Everything
I'm not
is
mad at the
technology.
technology.
So that's why the kids are it was so easy for them to stay in the house.
You know what? That's what it does. It's handicapping us.
You heard me. Got rid of her little flip phone and transitioned to the smartphone, but she didn't want the smartphone because he's so used to the flip phone. But it just like you could do much more on the smartphone. I don't care. I write stuff down and this how I do it. But it's much easier with this. It's just like how technology is just being new every moment. Like it's something new. The handicap our mind just.
But that leads back. Hold on. I was about to say that leads right back into keeping up though.
Way, but it's just like, okay, I'm gonna make you not do this how you normally used to do it, but I'm gonna give you this little phone and you can.
I know you want to say
your
something.
math problems like this.
Hold on, Black. Hold on.
And then you watch
hold on. Because I know you want to say something. I'm gonna ask you a question.
No, it's cool.
No.
I remember what I'm gonna say.
Give the people that.
No. It's just funny. Like, I can recall a couple of years ago that we talk about certain things. As a matter of fact, when we started talking about the show, how the kids stay in the house all the time, and they on their phones and all, they doing all this, and you push them to go outside. It's funny how this pandemic or whatever you want to call it showed you this. These kids, because they've been trapped in the house. Now they want to go outside. But are you going to continue that afterwards? Or are you going to give them the phone again?
Let me ask a question.
You understand what I mean? Because that's what they're going to run back to. Once everything is open back up and running normally again, are you going to stand behind what you're saying right now? See, that's my point. You got to have a plan. Stop telling me anything. I'm one of them people. So stop talking this in my ear. What are we going to do next? Because I push my kids to go outside. Get out my face.
Do they
go breathe some air?
That's what I'm saying. All right, but y'all asking
like double dutching forever.
Y'all asking
like nephew and everything.
Hold on. Okay.
Kicking buttons. Nephew gonna be able to play the piano and kicking and the dude in the head at the same time. How? That's what I love though. But that's because you put your son in everything. See, a lot of people don't do that. You know what I mean? They use the phone for a babysitter. They use the TV for a babysitter. You understand what I mean?
And
so that's why I'm like, let's be real.
Hold on, you gotta wait. You gotta wait.
I'm a different animal. Man. We can sit and talk all this, but we're gonna do the same thing.
The thing about that is,
you know how I am. You know how I am about the kids. I'm very passionate about it.
It's easy for kids to do the wrong thing, so you don't want to set them up to grow up how we grew up, you know what I'm saying?
But be real, where did they get using the phone from?
But here's the
majority of these parents are like this all day.
Listen,
on the ground.
Hold on, we can't keep
all day. I'm not gonna talk about my family, but I got family members that do this constantly, and I'm babysitting.
And it's bothering that you know what out of me. Like, why we keep asking, well, do these kids, like, are we not the parents? Are we not the adults? Let me tell you what I can call them in here, we can stamp all this. Like, part of what I make myself do, at least once or twice a week, is make these kids go outside and walk with me. And they don't like it.
That's punishment.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care. And you know what I do while we walking? We play games and I sing and I do stuff to irritate them because they need to understand.
Man, that part you wouldn't go too far. You start singing.
I told you when you start singing.
You know why? Hold on. No, me. Yes, I'm the lead singer. Y'all know this. I don't want to put this.
Once he starts, I start jogging back to the house.
I know it's I know he told you torture
all jokes to the left, man. Like, listen, man. Structure and tradition is created by the things that have been simply given to us, whether we have or don't have this or any of this, man. Like, God gave us everything we need, so why do we focus so much on what we don't have and keeping up with stuff like this? The technology, yeah, I get it. Part of what trapped us in this situation is we got caught in thinking we got to, we have to, we
excel, we have
to
have this.
Supply and demand. That's why Apple brings out an iPhone every 18 months. You know what I'm
The
saying?
same phone.
And they manage. And it's the thing.
Same phone.
We
and
all
people
know
don't
it.
get
We all had these conversations, but somehow they manage to sell out and keep stuff on back order. How does that happen if we all having the same conversation? Because we cannot stay. We had the thought, but we cannot pull away from it.
I ain't buying no more new phones.
I'm not.
I want to get a point off of the fathers. And you're one young lady and you have a son 17. I heard something today in our prayer ministry about letting the fathers put on the armor. We want you to put on the armor. You preach it all the time. We want you to, but you know what? It starts in the home first. It starts in the home first. You put a strong black man in the home. When he decides to walk with God, or decides he's going to walk away from the foolishness he was doing at 19 and 20, and realize now he has to be a grown man, he has to be a father, you look at him funny because you're not ready to take that step. We sit at the dinner table, nobody talks to anybody. You be in a restaurant paying $200 a meal, and nobody says anything.
Everybody on their phone.
So what the heck did you come to the restaurant for? Come on my house, I'm gonna feed you, and I'm gonna give you a less meal than that. But you don't communicate, so the children don't communicate because they watch their parents. We don't have general conversations like we have it now. We can voice our opinion. Nobody does that in the home. Then we put down the black young man or man, period, because some now are not working. So that the one that makes the most work, but giving their children structure.
That's a tough one.
Okay? And we as females get pumped up, upset, turned down. But if you knew that your child needs A, B, C, and you got to work, you make a decision between the two of you, and I'm biting toes, don't care, makes no difference. You make a decision to say, you take charge down, and I'll do what it takes. Then maybe next year, he'll take charge, and you do what it takes. See, we got to get together as man and wife or co-parents or whatever you want to be, because the person that's going to be affected by it is your children.
Amen.
You all that did this foolishness in your life, and you think you're grown, and none of you are grown at 60. And I'm 71. But we wanted to accept what our parents say. You're 18, get out of my house. I'm 20, I'm making $40,000. Get out of my house and don't know nothing about the world.
All right. Okay.
But you know what's so funny?
Yeah, and that's what
so funny. That's why
you
you don't understand the Jewish community, the Chinese. That's why they stay together, and that's why they have them. Because when you, like she just said, when you say 18, get out of my house. No, they're saying no, we're going to grow together.
I know about
and you're going to grow this business with me.
Yeah, because she just graduated, right? Hold on.
You don't know this.
No, y'all going somewhere. Let me finish. You got to run to the potty.
He had a 6-ounce bottle of water that on in his 40s.
When you start to look at it, and I get it, like it's a step, but truthfully, this whole school thing is really part of what they kind of say we got to do, but it ain't even a portion of what we need to know. So you have to understand and put it in the context of why and how you celebrate it. It's a step. It's the start. It's the start of getting out of the nonsense that they make you do. And that's how I see it now. It's 18 years of what they make us do to say, that, okay, this qualifies you to be able to operate in whatever this is. But it's still not even, it's nowhere close to enough to really be what we need to be. So hold on. In saying that, it's a celebration of stepping out. It's the first step. It's the start. It's not the finish. It's not the end. So you shouldn't be sending your child out to the wolves. Because did you know, like 18 is a number, but life in itself is understanding that we all going to die. So it's a process of maturity. And that is not, you're not being a parent at that point. That's not, parenting is a continual process.
When do you let them float their wings?
That's what I was about to come to with you.
Well,
so
I mean, you can't, again, like I was saying, you can't handicap them because everyone is going through our stepping stones, our trials and trials. And I ain't saying like, you just throw them out at 18, high home. But again, if you have people that do that, and I'm there to help you up. But sometimes I know I learned from all of my mistakes when I fall flat on my face. I learned from that. That helped me learn.
See, that's the
I
old
want-
school.
I
That's
want
the
to
old
do
school
that
mentality.
But
See,
see,
old school
see,
like, but it's that old school mentality like I had.
Y'all not hearing that.
But I
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Hold on, please. Hey, ma, please, ma, pounds, please, left hand. He gonna have a bis.
Yes. Okay.
Fit.
So this so me and you have always
Bis.
not
Yeah,
argued, but we've always had a great debate about accountability and teaching,
word.
right?
Mhm.
Always go back and
Accountability
forth.
is my
And
favorite
it's
word.
not that either one of us said that we're right or wrong.
Time.
You know, we just have different levels of where it should come into a play. And the kicking of the child out of at 18, this is part of the accountability. Okay, you kick your child at 18. This is what you. Why? Is your child ready? This is
Did
where
you
the
teach
question
him?
comes
Did
in.
you get him ready?
Is your child, first of all, mature enough to one? First of all, have your child ever paid a bill? So if you send a child in the world at 18 years old and they don't have the responsibility to at least pay bills, they're going to automatically fail. You're setting your child up for failure, and that's where the questions coming out, and then the accountability is you as a parent saying, "Okay, I didn't do my job enough for her to be out at 18. Maybe I need to do a little bit more, and at 21 she can go out." And it's not that she can't make mistakes, because my daughter right now lives on consequences. Larry, if you write on that wall, I'm going to tear your butt up. So you can write on that wall, but you know what the consequences are going to be. So have at it.
You know,
I'm sure I know why I probably won't beat her, but
Yeah,
I want her to, that's just
first of all, we gotta stop
soft.
using that word beat.
So he used my favorite word in
Beating
accountability, and this is going to double up. We can take it two birds with one stone. You asked me right? How? When is the time to let loose? That's not really an answer to that question, because the answer to that question is within you. And I'm gonna tell you what. And this is the accountability piece. As a father, what I realize now, where we go wrong is trying to fix the problem at 18, rather than, you know what? If I hadn't have been playing around doing at 11, 13, at 5, I was doing X, Y, Z and watching my choices then, instead of saying, "Oh man, this kid is out. I need to figure out." Nah, you're gonna have to go out here and figure it out because you're stressing me out. You're already 18. It's on you. What I'm saying is that you know, because you've already established a pace. You've established a pace where they see. Oh, I'm in it. Like he want to do a comic book, ABX. So it's once you start to inspire. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do for his lifestyle, but I now see, oh, this is opening up. Young boy, nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to have to put him out. In fact, I'm not expecting to have to, because I'm setting the pace by what I do one way or the other, good or bad, right or wrong. I don't know, not sure, but I'm going to keep going. And at that point, if I do what I'm supposed to do, you reap what you sow, man, the sun's going to shine. It's going to shine, because that's what it's about. It's about living. Doing the now to get to the then for them. But if we keep doing what we're doing now, thinking we're going to shine into it, I done broke this down on many different sets and situations.
You 15 minutes.
Like,
Come on,
give him the last 15.
Get into the 18 if you ain't do the 8. You get what I'm saying? It ain't just going to happen that way. And that is an actual
You ain't bring no
process.
Slurpee, but I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the show, but he did not come in here with a Slurpee. It's 98 degrees in this room.
Hello there. Hey, look, you getting you all right? What's going on? We had you on the phone now.
Why you look at the camera?
I got to
I wanted to get it low.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because if you don't teach your daughter how to respect another female, she's going to accept what you get them to be honest with you. She's going to accept how daddy treats somebody. That's the way I'm seeing it. See, as a father, you got to be the mama and the daddy, because you have to be a role model for her to let her know you want a man that's going to respect you. You're going to teach her how to respect herself. And maybe I said, well, the mother got to do that. No, the daddy got to do that. And I'm sorry, I heard it all my life up until my father died and realized the things that he told me. No, my father set this example for me. And it's a lot of burden on those shoulders. You understand? And I understand why we have to support you all more. And it's hard when it's a black mother raising a son, because you can't be a man.
I can just teach them how to be a gentleman.
A gentleman, that's it. So you see, we're so messed up, and that we got to correct it. You know? And she has to prove you. And I watch you do good,
My mother raised a heck of a man.
But there's times, sometimes you might slip and she see it and never tell you what she recognizes. But what she recognizes what she goes to respect. Yes, and you don't want her.
Also
I'm
had
not saying
uncles
you
lingering
put
around.
stuff there, but you understand what I'm saying.
Look at him.
You know, you have to. We got to be more careful with our children. Our children are much smarter than when I was at Dunbar and
She would
those.
have been with me if she had to get a little. know, getting her head playing with I'm like, I'm gone. I come back.
But yeah, you know, this has got to be a change. This is a change, y'all. This is a change. We can't keep doing what my mother did, what Pound did, what I did to Jermaine, what I did to Cynthia. These children are much stronger. They sit and watch and pay attention. They don't never tell you anything. But when I sit back in the basement and they're talking proudly, man, I'm slapping the chest. Lord, have mercy. These kids are smart. So smart. They're intelligent. They're acceptance and earning and listen to Stan, you say about your black history. They listen to what their black history. They're going back and want to know who read this book, who wrote this book, because you have said to them your black history, but they want to know who wrote the black history.
They checking him, yeah, absolutely.
They're paying more attention. You're telling them, but they're taking it in for themselves. And that's something you said, take it in for yourself. Because they say, if somebody wrote it, who was that person that wrote it? You know, you say it's our black history. Who was that person that wrote the black?
What is the source?
Yeah, you know, and that makes me say they're much more intelligent than you all can ever believe.
I always tell myself, question everything.
And they're going to control the world.
They had to. They had to question.
Our black young kids are going to control the world. It's going to take another 25 years, maybe. Y'all think so?
I wanted to chime in earlier.
Hold on, time out. Hold on. Let me bring you in. Brother Stan is here. Go ahead.
They're called star seeds. It was told thousands of years ago that at this time God would send special children that were already awoke, and they're called indigo children. They're called star seeds. And ever since the late 70s, all the way up until now, we star seeds. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And to further jump on, we was all talking about credit, and I feel that, but what we're not considering is that the whole thing is belly.
You missed all that. You missed the whole thing. That's what I was saying.
That's what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
We already did all that.
Yeah, we did.
That's
why I said get off the phone. You trying to steal the thunder.
What I also wanted to piggyback on credit too. What I'm curious about in our community is that we highly religious. We're the most religious people in the world, but we don't bank religiously.
I didn't touch that.
Now, a lot of people don't know that in all religious books, whether you're Jewish, Christian, or a Muslim, it is against God's law to loan people things on credit. It's called riba or ribbit. To loan your brother something and expect something other than that something back in return is ribbit. That is haram. That is against God. So to go to a bank,
you see why I gave him a seat up?
To go to a bank and take a loan, that's against God. So you can't go to a bank and say, I'm gonna take a loan at 5% and I'm gonna go to church on Sunday. It's all good. Now the key to this is they have religious banking institutions. They do not introduce them to us. You have banking institutions that bank by way of Christianity and Islam that do not use credit at all whatsoever. No credit. They have a whole nother way in order for you to get an item. Like let's say you want to get a house. What they do is they'll go and purchase the house for you and you'll do a pay to own type of thing. In the event that you can't pay, you go back to them and say, hey, I no longer am in a position to pay anymore. You relinquish the house to them and they'll pay you some of the money you put back into it. Look it up. La Riba Finance. La Riba.
That's real.
This is the
Question.
I need to spell that for people too.
Yep. Go ahead.
The applications that you fill out. I was having this
Oh no.
Figure out, like, do we need Black, African American, white, Hispanic, the check box on that?
Do we need a check box?
Do we need that check box?
Well, let me say something about that check box.
Why we gotta have that check box?
Well,
that's the reason.
Now, I want to answer that. I'm gonna give you an answer. Now, listen, I'm gonna blow you away with this answer.
No, but why? I mean, look.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Right now, I keep coming back to this. A lot of us want to work in the system, but you have to understand. This society is a slavery.
What'd I say?
It is. It's not a government. It is an occupational slave society. That's what it is. For instance, we celebrated Juneteenth. And man, the word emancipate means to transfer ownership. It does not mean to set free.
right in your face. They telling you they transferred ownership from the southern plantations to the major corporation, which we know is the United States. Another word for corporation is plantation, right in your face. You work a job field, your dollar's made out of cotton, you're still in partial servitude. We're still 3/5 persons.
That's why they
do
need
not
your
want to
authorization
acknowledge
on those
this.
forms.
Now, when you say white, there are no such people that are white. These white people are Europeans. They are English, they're Scottish, they're Welsh. They're hiding behind the name white because we allow them to call themselves white. And we allow them to call ourselves black. And we call ourselves black. There are no such people. You understand? You have to use terms like this in a slave society. You understand what I'm saying? In a caste society, you go around, you rename everything. But what you don't teach the people is that you've already codified the name and term you want to name them into your laws. Therefore, they can't never get from up under this.
Because you use the same
Christian
words.
Black Code 1724.
Go
The
to
name
the
black
Proce
was
joint.
codified into their
Process
law, and they codified you as being a slave, a Negro being a slave, and not having the ability to own all these things. I hear people all the time. I own my house, I own my cars. No, you don't. No, you don't. It is a fact that we don't own. It is a fact we don't handle money, because money is gold and silver. These are facts. They've kept us in slavery after it was supposed to have ended. And we've been playing along because they let us go to the store and buy clothes. They let us have the semblance of being free, but we're not actually free. So they have to hide this with Hispanic. There are no Hispanic people. The Spanish people, there are no such people. You know what I'm saying? Take these Spanish people to Spain. These people in Spain gonna be like, these people ain't Spanish. Get these fakers out of here.
Yeah.
Quick, instantaneous. Take an English person from America to English. They gonna be like, what's this guy saying? He's not speaking English. See what I'm saying? But we've grew up over here. We've been cultured to be this way. And so, yeah, when you look at the job application, you gotta understand what these terms mean. They allude to social status. They don't identify at all. And when I try to tell people that, they're like, oh man, you know, it's a caste system. These people are foreigners, they're not from here. And you, the true American, you the black person, you the Negro, you're the African American, you're also the Indian, you're the Moor. This is the same person that's just been changed over in history because we've been put as prisoners of war through slavery.
As long as they keep you swimming and looking and
just,
guessing.
Yeah, just like bro said, we got to get back to the ground floor. We can't keep scratching at the surface and wanting to change.
Henceforth, you got to keep pushing it. You got to keep moving.
We got to get off of bank accounts and dollar bills, and we got to get back into trust and commodities and assets.
Did you hear me talking about that?
If you want to be, that's why I said I'm piggybacking on you.
So no, I want you to talk about the authorizee. Remember we talking about that, but the fact that we were just talking about it earlier, and I wish you were in with somebody as far as when you sign in. Like they need
what he's talking about as far as the authorizee, right? A lot of people don't know this about our financial system. Is that the financial system, right? It went bankrupt. It went bankrupt several times. But Noble Drew Ali sued the United States back in the 1920s for enslaving black people, holding black people without a nation, right? And sued the United States. They went bankrupt. A lot of people don't know that. So 1933, we had the Great Depression. We went into bankruptcy. And since then, we've been bankrupt and insolvent. That means that the United States don't even have no credit. How are they going to tell us we ain't got no credit? They trillions of dollars in debt. They have no credit. They have no means to pay. That's what insolvency is. So what they did was they created a system of estates where every one United States person has an estate. That's what you sign up for when you get your social security number, all that stuff. So there is a trust, and this trust is created with your same name in all capital letters.
Pull out your ID, people.
Pull out your ID. That's not your person. That's a trust corporation that's created in your name so that
they teach us
society
that in school. You don't
can interface with you. And so this what happens. This how cold they are.
You're paying for that last name.
But look, I'm about to show y'all this something, and this is gonna really blow y'all mind. I want y'all to really take a step back and think about what I'm saying. Let's say you going to get a house, right? What happens in the process of getting a house or getting a car, right? You go to whoever has that item. Let's say we get in a car. We're going to keep it simple. We go to the dealership. The dealership gives you a contract. You sign the contract. What they don't tell you is that on the line of all your contracts and your checks, you can take a magnifying glass. They all say authorized signee here, right? Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take a magnifying glass to your check. I'm telling you right now. It's words. It's not a line. It's literally words, authorized signee. So what they do is they have you sign these contracts, right? You sign it, and what they do is they draft the money off of an estate you don't even know exists. Y'all heard what I said?
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about this. We just talked about collateral. When you go get a car, right? You sign a contract for the car, but then the dealership says you need a lender to pay. You go to the bank, but what does the bank do in order to give you the loan? They collateralize your car. Think about this. How can somebody collateralize something you don't own?
It's a racket.
Rewind that again. How can somebody collateralize, say, I'm going to hold this in case you can't pay, if you don't own it? You bought the car with your signature. They didn't tell you, then they sold it to you again.
And this is how this is what this country's built on. This is why
y'all heard what I said.
So hold on.
How do we change that? Like, if it's a lot of people that know, like if people know these things, why are we letting it still happen?
No, we're not letting it still happen. See, this is the other thing. It's a whole class of black people that got a whole lot of this stuff on lock. We got trust, estate plan. I done had a trust since I was like 15 years old. But see, up until now, you can't wrap people's minds around that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, one of my boys or whatever, right? He got into a situation where. What time?
Yeah, we got.
I ain't see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all this last one. My boy or whatever, right? He ended up having, you know what I'm saying, getting his girl pregnant or whatever, and they wasn't really like that. So he was like, you know, what should he do? He had a good job, all this or whatever, right? I'm good. So I showed him how to create a trust, right? And I was like, you know, what you need to do is you need to create a trust with you and this woman. You know what I mean? Have y'all child be the beneficiary. You start putting money into this thing, and everything operates outside of the trust. You take your mother, you make her a trustee. You take her mother, make her a trustee. Then y'all make an agreement that it's a non-disclosure. So that, you know what I mean, once this thing is financed to a certain point, you know what I mean, anybody that leaves outside of the privacy of this situation, let's say when somebody goes to the court, they will automatically be exiled from the benefits of the trust. That's how white people keep people on schedule. You know what I'm saying? You got millions of dollars in this trust, and everybody want a piece of that. They're going to follow your rules. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, or whatever.
So at that point, you're creating your own system.
Yeah.
Because the trust is now your government.
Right. And so this how he financed it. So he didn't know how he was going to get a lot of money in. We found a whole Gerber life insurance policy that he could take out even before the child was born.
I had that with my son.
Yeah. And see, what he's going to do in 10 years is he's going to use the cash value in order to fund the trust.
Gotcha.
So the trust will have $2 million in the next 10 years. And you know what I mean? After that, I told him, even if you don't keep putting money in it now, after that 10-year mark, start investing. Go get you some investors, take that money, invest it, have them put it back in there. Once you create a self-perpetuating system, it ain't no need for somebody to call you and be like, where the money at? You know what I'm saying?
So, and because I know we got the, it was just, you open it. In closing, and basically, like when you came in and we said it, like, this is what it's about. If you build up, I build up, he builds up. When we get to this point where it's like it's bartering. We don't have to go over here. You in a position, I trust you because you do good business and you laid this foundation. So when I say you got to start working from inside out because you got to be who you say you are for us to be able to build.
Right.
You doing your thing, I'm doing my thing for the better of the kids. All right, this is how we're going to put this community center together. We're going to all take input. We need to put in here, it's about the kids. We're going to build out the barbershop over here, and we're going to do this over here. Yeah. And every time somebody else builds up, this one goes up. But we keep, it's ours. It's ours. We put less focus on what we buy and more focus on what we invest.
What we produce too.
Yes, and what we create. That's right. And we understand that everybody's not going to do the same thing. You got some people that's going to work with their hands. You got some people that's going to lead. Somebody's going to create. Stop bragging on one another. Let's put it together. Let's put our strengths to the best. Yes. Okay, so
you already know how I am.
we have got to get out of here. Happy Father's Day, folks.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day, folks.
Tell them where they can find you real quick.
You can find me. The website is www.thewinedownmassage.com. It's wine you drink. Thewinedownmassage.com. We're on Instagram at thewinedown14. That's the Instagram, and then the email is thewinedown14@gmail, and then Facebook is thewinedown LLC.
All right. We love y'all. Y'all know where y'all can find us. Make sure y'all tune in and subscribe to our channel, Abstrakt Xcilence. Get it out and driven all up and nothing. We love y'all. Good night.
The Wine Down.
The Wine Down.
Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. When it sees, 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 it's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? This my winter season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? My mood this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out. Ain't see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. There's somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still ducking 12. Still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm ducking hell. Try all what I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I win my life on the scale. Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed.